Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Okay, so I guess we'll quickly sit there and talk about Cody and Molly. I mean, there's not really much to tell. He wanted to apologize to Molly, and Molly seemed like she was kind of in a rush. And for some odd reason, it's like Cody didn't get the hint. He kept following her. He kept like really apologizing, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like it almost seems like he wanted to say something extra, but she was like, "It's fine, it's cool, don't worry about it." She obviously seemed like she was in a rush, so I don't understand why he was being so extra about like making sure he really apologized to her. Anyway, he follows her up to the roof, and of course, the door closes. Now, this is pretty much the exact scene from Isaiah and Jordan. And I get it. They're doing a chem test between the two. But I'm also just like, so are we gonna find out what happened to TJ? I mean, we haven't seen him at the hospital or anything like that. They haven't actually said anything about him as far as him, um, where his character's gone or anything like that. Now, I will sit there and say this much. Hmm, I don't think it was last night, but I think it was the night before. Go to my live stream, I think like 2 days ago. What's the thing say a certain someone came in and spilled a little tea? I'll leave it at that. But as far as the character is concerned, we haven't heard anything about it. So, like, are they gonna address that at some point, or like, what are they doing? Anyway, door's locked. Of course, just again, like 2 months ago with Isaiah and Jordan, and it turns out that she got some documents that she wasn't supposed to be getting, and she couldn't leave with him or anything like that. We don't know what those documents are. All we know is that it's freezing and they're stuck up there. That's pretty much about it. So it's obviously a chem test. I don't know when they're going to sit there and they're going to have to explain TJ's absence at some point. Um, Ava is doing her usual complaining about the cramped apartment, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look cramped to me, but whatever. I mean, here's the thing about Ava. Ava has never really lived in like mansions or anything like that, so I don't really understand like why is she whining about this apartment. Anyway, her and Nina are talking, and of course they talk about um, Willow and Drew and everything like that, and how Drew's a problem. And of course, Ava says the same thing that she's been saying before. That clearly Nina just can't put on a big girl pants and just tell the truth. And of course, she said she was going to do that, but then they had a moment and she decided not to. And I'm just like, at some point, it's not going to really matter because it's going to come out. It's going to come out. It may come out really well and clever, or it may just come out just as stupid as that whole um, sex tape with Willow and Drew. Because that was sloppy. Let's just be very clear. That was hella sloppy. But she says that she's not going to say anything, and it's whatever. Now, after after Rick was not there talking to Liz, just to make sure that she wouldn't back up Christina's, so-called kidnapping thing, he decides to go to Ava's place. He goes to Ava's place, and Ava's about to sit there and say, "Well, just let you know, me and Rick are involved," but Rick kind of shut her up a little bit. And was like, "Hey, listen, we gotta sit there and talk about the case." So, you know. Now Nina leaves, and they was like, "What's going on? I mean, are you embarrassed by me or something like that? Like, what's up with that? I mean, if you're embarrassed to sit there and say anything, then maybe we shouldn't sit there and continue this." Rick says that he can't do it because it would look bad, and he won't be able to sit there and take her case. And I'm just like, Would it look bad for her case? Or would it look bad because you really want to be with Liz? Let's just be honest. Um, that don't make any damn sense if we're gonna be honest. It doesn't make any damn sense. So I'm like, you don't want to keep this on the down low for your case. You just don't want to sit there and have Liz know about it. Because then you can, let's put it this way, when she finds out, I mean, it's already a done deal as far as she's not concerned because she doesn't really want to be involved with anyone. But you can best believe that once she finds out about you and Ava, yeah, that's going to be a wrap. So, he tells her good news about how Liz is not going to really back up Christina. And, I guess to get her all hot and bothered, he starts talking about how he's going to win the case. He's going to sit there and drag Sonny through the mud and, explain about how Michael got hurt just by being in his presence. And Ava brings up the whole Puerto Rico situation with the bullets flying. And Ava and Avery was at the island. I don't know exactly where she was, but the point is, they're gearing up to sit there and really fight this case. And after that, they do a little loving in the afternoon. Jason and Sonny are talking, and Sonny sits there and talks about the surgery that he wants to sit there and push it back by 3 months. And Jason's like, first of all, Jason's like, I don't think that's a good idea for your health. Second of all, he's like, I don't think that that's going to be enough time to sit there and find whoever this bomber is. And I'm kind of just like, if you, I was like, hold on. If you don't think 3 months is enough time to sit there and find this bomber, like, you shouldn't sit there and try to hold it out to 3 months. You should want to sit there and try to find this guy, hopefully within a month or damn near 2 weeks. Because to sit there and stay 3 months, it may not get it done in 3 months. It's like, then that person just has more time to sit there and plan more attacks. They're talking or whatever. Sasha comes in. Sonny's like, what's going on or whatever. And at some point, Jason gets a text from Chase. Now Dante is at the precinct again for. I mean, we know why he's there, but it's like I don't understand. Like, what did you think was going to wind up changing between the last time you was there and this time you were there? Not a damn thing. He's going there looking for answers, and Anna's like, "Bro, if you want to have a job to come back to, you'll leave." Now Chase wants to talk to her earlier, and Chase tells Anna that he was the one that leaked the information about Cyrus being a suspect. And at this point, he's like, yeah, I really messed up and the whole Danny thing. And you realize how much he messed up, Danny confronting Cyrus because he knew because of the conversation. So he's like, all right, listen, if you want to send me home, whatever punishment at this point you want to sit there and do, I deserve it. And it's like, that sounds really great, but seeing how I already have one detective out, um, I'm not trying to screw myself. Just do your damn job. So that's exactly what he does. He calls Jason and he talks to Liz. This is a very short conversation because all he pretty much does is ask, "Hey Liz, you were at Charlie's and stuff, and did you hear anything? Did you hear anything as far as what Jason was saying?" He was like, "Nope, I didn't hear anything." And Jason's like, "You sure? Because a lot of other people heard." And that's when Liz is like, "Okay, cool. So then, like, why you here? You should probably be asking those other people." Chase knows that she's probably lying, but like he can't prove it or anything like that. Um, Now Jason goes, and Sonny's like, do you want Diane to sit there and meet you at the station? Because Diane's supposed to sit there and meet with Sonny. And Jason's like, no, 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 it's fine. I was like, what do you mean it's fine? You're getting called by the police. You should probably have Diane there. Now we know most likely Diane wasn't there because the actress was probably doing something or whatever. But like the point is, when does Jason not actually go to the police without his lawyer. He goes down there and asks a bunch of questions. Um, and for some odd reason, Jason at one point he's like, "Well, I'm not going to answer, without my lawyer, whatever." And she keeps talking, and she theorizes like, "Oh, well, you were there to sit there and protect your son," or something like that. And Jason just confirms that. Jason's like, "Hey, listen, I was there to protect my son. I said exactly what I said, and I let him know that I'm always going to have my son's back no matter what. Like, never go near my son." But I'm kind of just like, see, I know people are going to sit there and get pissed off at me, and I generally don't care. And I said this in my stream last night. I get he was upset. I get he was angry. Bro, you took a very simple situation and you really blew it out of proportion. You were supposed to be a hitman, and for some odd reason, you decided, let me just sit there and threaten him in a room full of people. And then, let me just sit there and tell Anna what wound up happening. What happened to, I have nothing to say without my lawyer. I guess that just kind of just flew out the window at that point, right? Um, and Anna's like, hey, listen, you already made up your mind that it's ours. But the point is, I need him alive to sit there and question him because if it is him, I want him to be brought to justice, but I can't do that if, he's not breathing. Jason doesn't say anything as he's about to sit there and walk past Anna. Anna's like, yeah, I'm going to arrest you for, a threat. You threatening his life. And then Jason has this look on his face like he's confused. I'm just like, bro, she just told you like she just told you that what you did was a crime. I don't know, it was a class D or E or something like that, but it was a crime. So when she arrested you, it's like, well, what did you think was going to wind up happening? You pretty much confirmed to her that you did exactly what you did. And of course, you came there without a lawyer, so that was just batting a thousand right there. Now Dante is called from so many goddamn names. Not just this show, I mean all the shows that I watch by Alexis. Now, Alexis and Christina are talking, and Christina's sister tells Alexis on what happened the night before, as far as the whole Danny situation with Cyrus and him accusing him of Cyrus killing Sam and everything. And Alexis like, well, where did he get that from? Like where whoever he got that from, they must know something. So they call Dante in and they tell Dante about the situation, and Dante's like, oh. He's like, yeah, he got that from me. I was not there doing something I shouldn't have did by asking a friend about the case and everything like that. He must have overheard. Now Dante's not there kicking himself. He's also like, I can see why Anna actually, put me on leave. Oh, now you can sit there and see it. You go in there 2 days and getting kicked out, that wasn't enough. Now, okay, now you learn to hurry your ways. Okay, cool. Sasha. So Sasha is not there walking Bobby's, and runs across a dog, and of course the dog, Mavis, I guess, is the owner of Elaine. So they're talking or whatever, and she says that Mavis can always sit there and tell when somebody's pregnant. So Sasha starts talking about her pregnancy and when she's due and everything like that. They talk for a little bit and then she leaves. And then she talks to Felicia and she tells Felicia about the dog and everything and seeing Elaine. And Felicia knows about Elaine. Felicia is like, she kind of admires her in a sense, like she's very old school. She has a notepad and stuff like that. And the whole dog thing. So the dog is pretty much a prop in a sense. Like the dog is usually the distraction. Just sit there and try to get something out of a client or whatever. And, you know, the point is that you don't know how much information you gave to Elaine until it's too late. And Sasha's like, oh, So after it's over, or she has to go back to the hospital, she decides to look up Elaine's because she still does have a website and phone number and stuff like that, and she somehow tricks the assistant, which I'm just like, because she wanted to sit there. She said, "Oh, like me and her dog was really hanging out, and I want to sit there and set up a play date, but like I don't know exactly where she's at. So could you tell me?" I was like, "Why would you sit there and tell this person who just gave up this random story to where your boss is, who is a PI? Like I feel like that's something that you should just never do. You know." Even if it's a new client or whatever, you don't sit there and say, "Oh, just to let you know, the PI is so and so where and so there," because it's like you don't know if like that PI, you don't know if the job of the PI, whoever they're tracking, is calling the office to sit there and see where that PI is at. So I'm just like, she's gonna get fired, right? Like, she's gonna get fired. Anyway, she's able to sit there and get the location. She meets up with Elaine again. They're chit chatting and everything, and she gets a call from Marty. Now she was with Marty before, and she's not there trying to dig up dirt. And she, at one point, she talks about the pregnancy and everything like that. But basically, Smith is saying that like Michael, they ain't got anything on her. But she's like, maybe they don't have anything going on, but she knows something. The cook usually knows something. Everyone's hanging out in the kitchen talking and stuff. She knows something that could be useful to sit there and try to getting Michael. So now I have to sit there and explain that out of order. Again, Sasha's not there talking to Elaine. They're talking for a little bit, and Marty calls her back. And she walks away a little bit, and Sasha's not there holding the dog. She looks at the purse, but the problem is Elaine is not that far away from the purse. And for some odd reason, I mean, I know that here's the thing, I know that she was panicking. She felt like, what if she's investigating me? This chick, mm-mm-mm. This chick decides to sit there and let the dog off the leash. And the dog is running. Elaine comes back. She's like, "What's going on? What happened?" "I don't know. It just slipped out of his leash." Elaine is like, here's the thing. Elaine probably knows. Like, that dog didn't just slip out the leash. Like, she carries that dog everywhere. But dogs ran off, right? So she goes after the dog. While she's going after the dog, Sasha's searching her purse and she finds the notepad. And then she hears a car screech and somebody gets hit. Now, I guess maybe they were worried about like the negative, backlash or whatever, like, or just the image, just the idea of a dog getting hit by a car, which I'm not gonna lie was kind of terrible, right? But they showed the previews, and it was Elaine that wound up getting hit, and now she's all upset and stuff like that. I'm like, Sasha, I just. And if I'm gonna be honest, and I know it sounds really bad. I mean, granted, I wouldn't want either one of them to get hit, but part of me was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be alright. I mean, I would have I would have felt worse if it was a dog. Okay? I'm an animal lover. I would have felt worse. And I know that sounds really bad, right? But I just feel like if the dog got hit by the car as opposed to she getting hit by a car, I feel like she would survive it more than the dog. So that's another way I'm sitting there looking at it. Besides, just me being an animal lover. There's a point where Sonny is not there talking to Nina. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's somewhat awkward. They just, Nina's like, "Oh, I want just let you know, sit there and see how Mike was doing, and he's in my prayers and stuff. And me and him didn't have the best relationship, but he's family and stuff." And they're talking for a little bit, and Sonny's like, "This is something I'm just not realizing. Every person that you're connected to, I'm pretty much going up against." And at that point, he pretty much kind of just ends the conversation and he just leaves. So it didn't really go anywhere. I didn't really get much out of that conversation, but hell, even when she walked in, she saw Sonny sitting by herself, and it looked like she was either about to just walk past him or just walk out. But she was like, and she decided to sit there and talk to him. Now, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. So, write in the comment section, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will sit there and see you in the next video.